This is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.
This is Cop Talk, talking crime, cases, and backing the blue. Now, here are your hosts, Captain Ed Mehmet and Detective Kevin Schroeder.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cop Talk. I'm Kevin Schroeder, your host, and unfortunately, my co-host is having some procedures done, and we wish him well and good luck, and we can't wait to have the famous Ed Mehmet back. Until then, today's guest, we have Active Sergeant Kevin Keenan, who's assigned to the Harbor Unit, and the president of the NYPD Emerald Society. Welcome, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin. Happy to be here.
And also, we have Rory Capper, famous sergeant from Central Park. He's with us again today. And also the famous police officer David Giordano from Central Park as well. Central Park's Community Affairs. Central Park's in the house. Emerald Society's in the house.
Top of the
We're here to rock and roll.
Kevin.
So, Kevin, welcome. And why don't you just tell everyone a little bit about your background, where you're from, when you came on the job, your assignments?
Sure. So I came on the job. Well, before we even get to that, I grew up in Marine Park, Brooklyn.
Okay.
Dad was a police officer. Mom was a nurse.
Perfect match.
Worked out, right? Grew up in Marine Park my whole life. Went to Good Shepherd Grammar School right in Marine Park, then went on to Xavier High School in Manhattan. Not the most popular career path. I ended up joining Tugboats and working on merchant marine area, the commercial maritime industry.
That's a good career.
It's a great career.
Yeah.
No, it's an amazing career, but Xavier High School isn't really known for pushing out tugboat deckhands. So did that for a couple of years. Loved working on boats. I thought it was the best, worst job I've ever had. It was super cool. Went to places I'd never thought I'd be. I mean, just up and down the East Coast. But, you ask anybody, they know anybody that worked on a tugboat?
Yeah.
And usually their answer is, no. How would I know somebody that worked on a tugboat? So it was a cool job. I had a great time doing that.
And where do you get a tugboat application anyway? How do you fall into tugboats?
You fall into working on tugboats when your brother, my older brother, had started working on boats, and I needed a job for the summer. So he asked the boss if I could start working.
There you go.
Same company owned a dinner boat. I started on a dinner boat. He ended up buying a tugboat. The natural progression was like grammar school to high school. You went from the dinner boat to the tugboat. So I started doing that, but at a certain point I realized it wasn't really the job I wanted for my whole life. Mm-hmm. But I had seen the NYPD Harbor Unit driving around. I said, wow, that's a great idea. Dad was a cop. I knew about the police department. I worked on boats. I said, if I could figure that out, I'll make it. I'll have a great job. So took the test like everybody else. Everybody in my neighborhood took the test, whether you wanted to be a cop or not, right? Everybody took the police test, fire test, court officer. Right? You took one of everything. Fast forward, I got the call. I joined the department in 96. Graduated 97, bounced around the department a little bit. I started out in transit. I worked Brooklyn Transit for a while, 8 at night till 4 in the morning, TPF, the absolute worst tour known to man. Rotating days, 7 at night till 4 in the morning, 8 at night till 4 in the morning, just horrendous. You start your night, you see everybody going out for dinner, going out to the club.
Yep.
They're coming home from the club and you're still standing on your post, watching everybody come home. They had a great time and you're still just doing your tour. Went down to District 34 for a minute. Then I went to the peddler unit. Transit had our own peddler unit at the time. No one wanted to go to it. I said, I'll volunteer for that. Steady days off, noon to 8. Did that, and then at that point, I had enough time to go to the harbor unit. So I applied a couple years in a row. Didn't happen. Wasn't meant to be, so I said, well, I got to do something with my career. I started studying to be a sergeant. Like anything else, it's like buying a snowblower and it doesn't snow anymore. I started studying for sergeant and I got harbor. So I stayed with it. I got the harbor. 2002, give or take.
Okay.
2002, I got to harbor. Stayed studying. And then I got promoted in 2006 from Harbor. I did a couple years in Harbor. Then I went as a sergeant. I was in PSA 4, PSA 5, Manhattan traffic or citywide traffic, depends on what they're called today.
30th Street, they turn out at 30th Street?
Yeah, the Castle.
Yeah.
Worked there, and at that point, Harbor was kind of calling me back. So I've been in Harbor since, put in for it, and I got back. I've been there since 2006.
Okay,
So now you're the supervisor there.
So I'm a sergeant in Harbor. A little weird. Still, when I got there were still a lot of cops that I had worked with, but we stayed friends, professional. Everything went very well. So I've been there since 2006, and I've pretty much done every sergeant job there is since 2006. I had patrol. I covered our shop. I was the special projects sergeant. I was the training sergeant. I'm now the operations sergeant.
So I was going to say, how does that work though for Harbor? So you said you were the operations sergeant, but do you then actively go out on the boat still, or no?
So the operations sergeant it's a pretty name for the admin sergeant.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but we still do we do all the planning in the day-to-day, the manpower, the logistics, the allotment of personnel and equipment everywhere. Mm-hmm. All the meetings. I'm a meeting guy. I don't like meetings, but I'm the guy that has to go to the meetings.
Sure.
But no, so I still get out there, not as often as I like, but the bigger details. So like July 4th, I'm always out there. POTUS visits, I'm out there. The major details when we're putting out 10, 12, 15 boats for a detail, something like that.
Like you said, 97 he came on, 96?
96 I came on.
That's when the famous Ed Mamet retired. He always tells me that, That's funny.
We're starting to feel old, Kevin, right?
Yeah, crazy. So now the Emerald Society. So tell us about the Emerald Society organization. So
the Emerald Society is it's a fraternal organization in the New York City Police Department. There's Emerald Societies all over the place, but I'll just talk about ours. It's to promote Irish heritage, Irish and law enforcement, keep the Irish traditions alive. Obviously, anybody can join, right? The rules are the rules. Everybody that wants to be part of any society can be part of any society. Yeah. However, our society caters specifically to Irish heritage, Irish Americans. Joined like any good kid that went to the police department. You joined whatever society your dad told you to join. My father was a sergeant at the time on a job. He said, "Did you join the society yet?" "No, it's fraternal days tomorrow." He said, "They're going to be in room 523, and that's where you're going to go." We all know 523 was at 20th Street. That was the big room. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You had the big room. It was a big day.
That's right.
So I've been a member since then. I joined in the academy. Probably didn't even make it to a meeting until I don't know when. To be honest with you, but I paid.
You always went to the meeting probably right before Patty's Day, right?
Well, you had to make sure you had your dues paid up before Patty's Day to go to the pier, of course. Right. Yeah. But so the society is all about promoting Irish heritage, law enforcement, Irish Americans. And one of the biggest things that we have that we truly is a very big part of the society is we have scholarships set up for our members. We have a high school scholarship fund and we have a college scholarship fund. We give out, about maybe somewhere around 30 scholarships a year, 20 high school, and another, it varies depending on how many people apply for it, whatever the case is. But we could give out maybe 20 high school and another 10 college scholarships annually.
And how's the membership? Still keeping up with what it was 20 years ago?
No, not at all. So the makeup of the department has changed, and the attitude of the job has changed. It's unfortunately a lot of the newer people coming on the job, socializing isn't the same as it is. We say it all the time. Everybody's got their head buried in a phone. They're looking on a computer. Yep. There's not I know we have different time on the job, but the social aspect is I don't think it's as where it was. There was always let's go out after a 4 to 12. There was always the fishing trips. There was a softball league.
Sure.
Payday after payday.
Payday, right. Whatever. Hey, we're going to the beach for a barbecue. The precinct barbecue. Take your pick.
Yeah.
Those things in general have died off a little bit. So some of our membership has died off, and the makeup of the job has changed. The Irish were very big in the New York City Police Department for decades, and the makeup isn't as big. Irish isn't as big as it used to be. It's still a decent amount of people,
right?
But I'm sure, when there was a 40,000 member department, we probably had 10, 12,000 members.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We don't anymore. We average somewhere around that 5,000 number. Yeah. The retirees maintain it. It stays bigger with the older crowd.
Yep.
But thank God for that.
A lot
Thank
of
God.
retirees, but there's a loyalty factor there too. If you're a member, you stay there. I always consider myself as a member, even though I'm a little remiss in paying dues. You know what happens?
I know a guy. We can look past that.
Did you run our names before you got here today? Did you run our names to see if we're paid up?
But Dave and I just went to the Emerald Society dinner. We went to that.
So I was there. So we just had our annual dinner dance.
Yep, it was great.
Our 72nd dinner dance.
I don't think I've ever been to an event that you had that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I wish you would do it every month.
I do not. Nor does my vice president, nor the rest of the board. That's a lot of work goes into that one night.
I'm past president for the RDNY, retired detectives of New York, and I'm
an Artie recipient.
That's right.
I have a giant head sitting in my basement.
Yes, you are. With that said, we always take a table at your events. You guys are very supportive of the RDNY as well as we are with the Emerald Society.
I think that's a very big part of the fraternals, right? So there's about 42 fraternals, I think, recognized by the department, and they're very supportive of each other.
Yeah, sure.
You have to be, right? So there's certain societies that have a much smaller membership. So, they take it per capita. Maybe they only grab 2 seats at our thing. We grab 2 seats at their thing.
Yeah, but they're small.
You try to support each other to the best of your ability.
Right, exactly.
I said on Friday night, I tried to bring that up. I said, there's many fraternals. We may have all different specific mission statements, but the goal is the same. It's to promote,
correct.
To promote your heritage, your specific background, your beliefs. The goal is all very similar. There's how you go about it a little different, right? Everybody has a little bit of a different path,
right?
But we're all kind of doing the exact same work. We have to support each other.
Now, the Emerald Society Pipe and Drum Band, that's a separate entity, right? And pretty much. I mean,
like cousins.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
right. You're together, but
so in the 50s when the NYPD Emerald Society was formed, a couple of years after that, the pipe band was formed. I don't want to say specifically, but they were 100% part of us at one point. They've kind of branched off a little bit, so they're still members of the NYPD Emerald Society. That's one of their rules, that to be a member of the pipe band, you have to be a member of the Emerald Society. Yeah. But their bandmaster is a member of our board, so we're still very much together. But they kind of operate a little bit on their own,
right?
But we're very much in tune with what everything is going on.
Now they go, as you know, they march in a lot of different parades throughout the country. Do you guys also get a contingent and go out, a group and go out?
We don't really go on a whole. We march around the city to all the different parades, right? So we'll do Bayside, which is coming up. We just did Staten Island, which was the beginning of the month. We have Yonkers down McLean Avenue. We'll do that one as well. Obviously, the big one is Tuesday. But we don't really travel. If a group, as the president, if a group came to me and said, hey, we want to do this and we want to represent you, yeah, 100%. The answer would never be no.
Yeah,
I have a good Emerald Society story. So, 1919.
We might want to cut this.
No, it's a good one. It's a good one. Well, we'll leave out some of it. We'll make it G version. But basically, Kevin Ward. I don't know if you know remember Kevin Ward. You know Kevin Ward, retired chief. Yeah. He ran a trip out to Chicago. With the Emerald Society, we had the banners, about 40 of us that went out. Some guys from the Bronx, guys from Manhattan, myself, we went out, marched in their parade. Well, they picked us up at the airport out there, the Chicago PD. Picked us up at the airport like we were like the Rolling Stones in town. We were like rock stars. They took us to the hotel. Anyway, they threw us a welcome party. We marched into 2 parades. There's a South Side parade, and then there's a regular Chicago parade. They treated us great, and we went out there, and I think they thought that we were the pipe band coming out because the way they treated us. But and then we marched with their pipe band, right behind their pipe band. But their Chicago PD was great. The Emerald Society is fantastic. And we'll leave that story there. But
nothing else
good
happened
time
on that trip.
Not at all.
Just a march and they went home.
Absolutely. 2 days and right back home. But great time. But you guys don't really do that much?
We don't. I know that the pipe band travels all over the place. But it's just,
but they're really ambassadors of not only of the New York City Police, but of the Emerald Society.
Absolutely.
As a whole, I think they're almost inseparable for the average person. One is the other.
The average person doesn't understand that there's a separation. Yeah. That's more of an internal thing.
Sure.
But again, we're cousins, right? We get everything we do is together.
At Manhattan University, a graduate degree is not out of reach. You'll gain real-world skills, credentials employers value, and connections to New York City's top companies. Choose from their new Master of Science degrees in healthcare informatics, digital marketing and analytics, business analytics, or financial analytics, all built around hands-on learning and industry partnerships. Graduate ready to lead, not just work. Take the next step at manhattan.edu/graduate. Manhattan University, lead the future.
Yeah. Now you guys are with the Holy Name pretty much society. So
Holy Name.
And you guys interact with the Emerald Society all the time. How is the manpower with the, I should say the membership with the Holy Name?
Holy Name membership is fairly consistent. Like Kevin said, fraternals across the city are down because the culture has changed. That cohesiveness and that sense of fraternity is not necessarily there anymore with the newer generations. We try to bring that back, but their membership is pretty steady because again, it's across the board. You don't have to have any particular heritage to belong to the Holy Name. It's predominantly a Catholic organization, so you can be from any denomination or any background rather. Any cultural background, but Catholic is the main focus, and we even have members that are non-Catholic that just want to participate.
Yeah. Kevin, where did your father retire from?
My dad retired out of, it's not there anymore, it's Brooklyn South Task Force. It's SRG, I think it's SRG 6, right? Don't quote me on that one.
Yeah.
But the Prospect Park House, he was in Brooklyn South Task Force.
So was he a Brooklyn cop all his life, or?
He started out in Brooklyn North.
Yeah.
He ended up in the 6-7 for a long time. I remember the 6-7 as a kid. I remember the Christmas parties in the 6-7.
Yeah.
It's the exact same building today it was in 1978 when I went to a Christmas party there.
Yeah,
he was in the 6-7 for a very long time. He got promoted. He probably had about 18 years on when he got promoted. So they back then the tests were much more infrequent, right? So you needed, if I remember, I think you needed 5 years to even take the test.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you had to hope that they gave a test. So I think if I remember the story correctly, I think he had 11 years on before the first test he was even eligible for came up.
Wow.
So
that's a wait.
It's just that's the way it was.
Yeah.
Tests are given every 2 years now. Back then,
he came on. What year do you remember of him coming on?
I'm gonna say 68, but I'm not 100% positive. I'd have to do the math.
Did he do 30 years?
33.
33. Good. God bless him.
Yeah, so he was a 6-7 cop for a very long time.
Yeah.
And then, I'm sorry. He was in Brooklyn North, and then he went to aviation. There was, they needed, back then, aviation had spotters, and he used to go there every so often because he was a Brooklyn North cop. He knew the area, so they didn't have him co-pilots. And my dad was in the Marines. When he was in the Marines, he was a crew chief on the air wing. He actually was a crew chief for HMX-1, for the air wing that actually transports the president.
That's
great. He had an aviation history, ended up going to aviation, was able to stay there. And then from there, I think the layoffs hit and they downsized. So they said, pick a precinct. We lived in Marine Park at the time. He picked the 6-7. Not the best neighborhood, but a short commute.
Yeah.
So he was there for as long as I can remember. And then he got promoted from there. That was back when NSUs existed.
Yep.
We went to NSU 11, I believe, which was like Brooklyn South.
Okay.
Right? And I think, again, don't quote me on it. I think from there he went to Brooklyn South Task Force and never left. He was a fixture there.
And he retired there as a sergeant.
Retired from Brooklyn South Task Force as a sergeant.
Wow. God bless him.
And so when you came on the job, your dad was still on?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we were on the job together. I got a funny story if you want it.
Yeah. Tell it.
I was
G-rated.
No, it's a G-rated. I was working down in District 34, and my sergeant came up to me. My older brother's best friend was driving a sergeant. We just ended up working in the same place. One of those things. Pulls up, and my sergeant says, "Hey, your father's standing in Nathan's." I said, "Okay, well, get in." Get in what? You get in a car. You're not going to stand here. You're going to go hang out with your father. So, all right. This wasn't a sergeant that spoke to you. It wasn't the conversation I was expecting to have. We pull up. I literally get thrown out of the car, and I'm standing with my father on Surf Avenue in front of Nathan's for a couple hours, just having a conversation. It was
wow.
It was awesome. It was great, right? I'm just a cop. That's my dad as a sergeant.
Yep. Both in uniform.
He says, when do you have meal? I said, all right, maybe like 10, 15 minutes. He goes, well, it's hot and it's only going to get worse out. You should go to meal. Okay. I go to meal. District was right up the block. I go to meal. About 10 minutes before my meal ends, I see my dad standing in the lunchroom. Like, like I'm embarrassed. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing here? You got to go back to post. It takes travel time's on you. It's not on the job. I'm like, he's being a sergeant right now. This is insanity.
Wow.
So whatever, he walks me up to the platform. I go back to my post. Maybe an hour later, there's a gun run right downstairs from us. Guy pulls out a gun, ends up to be a fake gun, but gets into an argument, pulls out a gun, points it at a guy while they're having a fight. Me and the cop I'm with run downstairs. We break it up. The ensuing riot, it's outside of a club that's going packed as all could be. All hell breaks loose. 6-0 cops show up. They do what 6-0 cops do. I get basically kidnapped, thrown in the car with the perp. I end up back at the 6-0. I don't even know what happened, right? It happened so fast. I'm a rookie. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm standing there. I'm like, I got a gun collar. Like, I'm doing good stuff. This is great. The lieutenant on the desk. It's the midnight now. So I've never seen this guy in my life. He's got 900 years on the job. He looks down at me with his little glasses. I come up with my online to sign it. It's a gun collar. This is good. This is a good arrest. Ends up to be a fake gun, but whatever. It's still
you
didn't
good.
know at the time. It's still a good one.
That's right.
And I have my online, and I'm like, feeling all proud. With a brogue. Where's your sergeant? I don't even know who the midnight sergeant is. I've never done a midnight. Yeah. I have no idea. I wouldn't even know who to call. So he's like, well, call somebody. Okay, I turn around. There's my dad standing at the door of the 6-0. If you know the 6-0, the desk is right there. The door is right there. He goes, wait a minute. Keenan, Dennis, do you know him? Yeah, that's my son. Sign his paperwork. What does my dad say? Where's his sergeant? I'm standing on my online. We're a good collar. Yeah. I can't get the lieutenant to sign it, and I can't get my father, who's standing there, to sign it. It's great. It's hysterical.
I hope you never let him live that one.
Every single day I brought it up. I said, do you know how cool that would be that my dad signed the online?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that would be.
I brought it up.
Did he wind up signing or no?
No.
Oh, yeah.
If you knew him, if you knew my dad, he used to go by, it was Dennis Keenan. His name tag was DV. I tell that story to guys that worked for my dad. Yeah. They're like, no, there's no way he would have signed that. There's no way. It's just he was such ingrained in his head the way the job is supposed to be, and that's the way it is. There's no conversation. He relented years later. He's like, I really should have signed that.
Wow. So now we have the big parade coming up Tuesday, St. Patty's Day, the 17th, right? Yep. So preparation for that, I'm sure, is huge, right?
So prep for that has been going on since last year. Right, so we do our annual party. We're marching on, our muster is 44th Street, west side of 5th Avenue. We step off just around 11 o'clock. So, just around 11 o'clock. We're one of the first groups we march right behind the Holy Name.
Yep.
We're going to march up 5th Avenue this year in commemoration of the 25th anniversary. At 1 o'clock across the board, the entire parade is stopping. They're going to have a moment of silence, no matter where you are, or no matter what you're doing. The entire parade.
At what time?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, beginning to end. We're probably already off the parade route because we marched so early.
We'll get to pier.
Well, I'll get to that. But 1 o'clock, it's a big thing that I have to go to all these parade committee meetings and stuff. 1 o'clock across the board, they're bringing everybody to a complete stop, no matter who you are, what you're doing. Everybody just to have one moment of silence for the 25th anniversary. But so we march early. We go back. We have our annual post-parade luncheon at the Manhattan Cruise Ship Terminal. This year we're at Pier 88.
Okay.
For members with their card, it's $25. For non-members, if you want to come in, it's $60. But it's 4 hours of nonstop party. We have a band playing. The world's greatest pipe band comes in for a good half hour, dead center. You're not going to get a better pipe band show ever.
Never. They're internationally known.
Refreshments and food to be served.
Who's the band? Who's the entertainment?
So we have a band that we use all the time. This band called Band of Rogues, just an Irish bar band.
Yeah.
If you guys were there Friday, they play. They're a regular bar band, but with like a little Irish.
They were good.
Yeah, no, very good. Regular bar band with a little Irish kick to it. They'll throw a couple Irish tunes into it.
Oh, good.
He almost danced.
It's hard to get me to dance, but those guys almost got me off my seat. They were nice too. I met them before your event started. Each one of them's a gentleman.
No, great guys. We've known them for years. They've played our events for years. They're just,
good.
They're like friends of the society. We've been working with them for years. And then, not exact time, right? So the party starts at 1. Doors open at 1, I'm sorry. Doors open at 1 at Pier 88. We run to 5 o'clock. Sometime around 4, give or take a minute, the pipe band will come in. Maybe a little bit before that. Pipe band comes in. It's a must appear for the pipe band. So it's the most members you'll see, right? So when you see the pipe band, there's a lot of people. St. Patrick's Day, there's more.
Yeah.
You know, so
how many members do they have? Do you know offhand, like the full complement?
Beginning to end, I went to one of their meetings. I mean, it was a VFW hall was packed, you know, elbow to elbow. They're probably beginning to end because a lot of them the same thing. They have retirees that are still playing with them.
Right.
They're probably somewhere around 100 guys. Beginning to end.
The pipe band?
Yeah,
I'd say 75% are probably retired.
A lot of them are retired. Yeah. So I mean, when you go to some of their practices or whatever, there's not everybody is there, right? Everybody has commitments or whatever, but St. Patrick's Day in Manhattan is one of those. Everybody shows up.
Pretty much like, unfortunately, on a funeral, with a funeral as well.
Yeah.
Everybody shows up, you know. So preparation, okay, so now in regards to security, I'm sure it'll be very tight security, I hope.
So, I mean, the security is as tight as it could be. We are only our own entity, right? So you don't get there's not a lot of just walk-ins that have no idea what's going on and want to show up, right? The Pier 88 is a little bit off the beaten path. So you're not just walking down the block saying, hey, I'm going to run into this event.
Right.
But, I mean, it's even for the Emerald Society, all our board members are working. So we have about, you know, when you add up, it's, 40 people. And everybody has posts throughout the entire day. And 85% of the people there are cops.
Right.
Well, what I was going to say, though, has what's going on currently in the world with the war, has this affected excusals for the parade?
Not as of yet.
Okay.
But, I mean, we know the police department. They'll decide that on Monday afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. So now the P, I know every year there's always an issue, right? Because they're union over there, and there's always an issue with the, locking it down and all that. But this year,
no, not really. I mean, so the pier, so long as there's not a cruise ship at the pier, there's no issue. It's like it now just becomes an event space.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
No. We don't really have problems with any of that stuff.
Great.
Logistically, it's a nightmare just because you're throwing a party for 5,000 of your best friends that you never met.
Yeah,
exactly. Right. Now, and then I'm sure Hob will be in the water there. So since you'll be president, then it'll be all good.
Well, the request is in.
Yeah, well, that's good. Hopefully it's approved. If Tish is listening, approve that request, please. But Dave?
No, nothing. It's just great to meet him. Last time I saw him, he was so busy last week, and didn't have a chance to introduce myself to him. So it's great to meet you.
So what is it, 2-year commitment for president?
The president is a 2-year term.
And then what's your next step after that?
Retirement, I'm hoping.
Okay, so it's
30 and out.
I'm at 29 and change.
So you don't become
really? Okay. 35 and out.
Okay, so you're going to retire then?
No, we'll see how the world goes. I was never in my career. I was never that 20 and out. I got to get out of here.
Right.
My plan was 20. Or I think everybody's plan is 20 when they start, and then you see where the world takes you and how things go.
Right. Yeah.
I work in an amazing place. I work with great guys. My bad day is a windy day on a boat. It's not sometimes it gets to be a very long day. Sometimes it gets to be a terrible day. We tend to not really respond to the good stuff, right? As the cops in general, we respond to everybody's bad day on the worst day for the worst event. Well, put on boats. They got into an accident, somebody's sick or injured, somebody's dead. That's what we do. That's where we respond.
Yeah. But now, so there's president. What's underneath president? Vice president, I guess.
Right. So the board is broken up like similar to say like a union board or whatever. So there's president, vice president, treasurer, financial secretary. Those are the top 4.
Okay.
So every 2 years there is an election. The last contested election was back in, John Fitz is listening to this, I believe it was 97. That was the last contested election where there was different people were running for different positions. Since then, for the most part, everybody, the top 4 just steadily rise up unless somebody wants to run against them.
Right.
It's open to any you have to be a general member. Right, so we have associate members and general members. An associate member is anybody that wants to join. General member just says you can trace your heritage back you can trace your Irish heritage back. That's it. So anybody can join the society, but to hold a board position in our bylaws, you have to be able to trace Irish heritage.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah.
So it's just, and then the top. So there's borough vice presidents and trustees and sergeant at arms and marshal, like all the regular, like any of the unions that are out there. It's the same positions basically. And then, like I said, the top 4 for the most part, if you become the financial secretary, you'll become the treasurer, will become the vice president, and then on to the president if you stay. But you have to stay on long enough also.
Yeah.
So it's a commitment. Anybody that's done it, I've been in the Emerald Society now, right? So I joined in 1996, actively, like really being a member. I had a couple of years to actually go on all the meetings and stuff like that and going to the events. But I joined the board probably 20 years ago, give or take.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe sometime around 20 years ago, I would say.
Wow.
Well, that's one of the things I always liked about the Emerald Society, because as you said, you could trace your heritage back. That's still, I think, a very fundamental still in the Emerald Society. They've always professed heritage, and they've held on to that as a tradition, which is nice, because we tend to lose that somewhat in America today. We've lost that sense of
some fraternities have watered down.
Yeah, and they've watered it down very much, Like this particular parade, which I'm sure you know, Kevin, but this parade was first organized, it goes back to 1762. So it was first started by Irish soldiers that were serving in the British Army when they developed this parade to celebrate Irish heritage. And now it's become an international symbol, because there's St. Patrick's Day parades all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
It's a source of pride and heritage for the Irish people.
This one's the biggest. I've been told the biggest one in the world, the biggest St. Patrick's Day parade in the world.
And everywhere else is the weekend before, the weekend after, or the day before, the day after. This one's always on St. Patrick's Day, except if it's a Sunday.
Bingo.
Then it's a Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yep.
and I think, and correct me on this, it's about 263 years continuous in the parade. It's only, to my understanding, been broken one time. Is that correct? During COVID? I think
no, so technically during COVID, the parade, as we know it, didn't take place.
Yes.
But the parade committee and a representative from each group that petitions to march, they marched early in the morning.
That's right.
They marched early in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, they did.
There's been a continuous St. Patrick's Day parade every year since the first one.
Yeah.
It predates the country and the city.
That's right.
Wow, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Kevin, did you say Yonkers is having theirs this Saturday?
I don't know if it's this Saturday. I can look it up real quick. I'll look it up when we're done.
Okay.
They all jumble in my head. I know they're all happening. I don't remember which one's happening when.
Because I remember it was the Fighting 69th.
Fighting 69th leads.
The Fighting 69th leads, and they march out. That's the Army unit that's based right here in New York City.
I still haven't opened my bottle.
Yeah, that's right. And they have that great whiskey. That's right.
So then basically you'll become a past president like I am with the RDNY.
Yeah, so once you're done, I mean, you whether you retire or not. So like Brian Flynn, he was the president before me. He's a past president, but he's still active. He works for Brooklyn South Homicide.
Yeah, of
he's not going anywhere yet.
No.
So you become a past president, and we jokingly say you become like a village elder, right? So you're still a board member, but you're not an active board member, right? So the board member is the president on down. You're past president. You sit off to the side and try to give guidance, try to give a little bit of help, and then if we task you with a couple things here and there, then you can tell us no.
Right.
But we ask you for help on occasion. You kind of just become the village elder and give us a little bit of either a yes or a no. Sometimes they just sit in the back and give you the.
Some guys just want to stay like the vice president. Well, no, you can't vice president for many years. You have to move up, right? If you're a vice president, pretty much. Can you pass up? Has it been times when the vice president says, "I'm not ready to have somebody jump over me, and I want to stay vice president"? Or pretty much everyone just
possibly. I don't remember. I know, but it was for reasons. I believe Sean Patterson might have skipped, but Sean was getting deployed. Okay. At the time, Sean's a past president. He's out now in Tennessee. I'm not 100% on the money with that. He might have skipped his secession only because he was getting deployed to the Navy. He was active in the Navy at the time.
Okay.
So but I mean that's a damn good reason to not go. But yeah, I mean everything's a 2-year term. I'd have to honestly go back and read the bylaws and see if you could go back and be the vice president for 6 years and just be voted in.
Do you like being? Do you think that you should keep it 2-year term, or should it be 4 years? Because there's so much work involved, then you get to do everything right, and then it's time to move on.
It sounds like my phone is bugged or my house is bugged. We've spoken about this so many times, but it is such
it's a lot of work.
Insane amount of work.
Yeah.
That 4 years would be a ridiculous amount of work. So you take over in January. Our dinner dance is the end of February. St. Patrick's Day is March. So you become the president. You're running right from the go.
You're thrown right into the fire.
But as the vice president, you're running a lot of the events. As the treasurer, you're paying off all the bills. As the financial secretary, you're dealing with the membership. So you don't start. You don't come out of working in the grocery store and become the president of the Emerald Society. So you're involved in it all the way through.
Right.
So I started on the board. I was a trustee. I moved up to Sergeant Arms. I was vice president of Brooklyn South for a little bit. Then I went I jumped financial secretary because there was movement, and I went right to treasurer, to vice president, to president. So you're involved in everything, all the day-to-day makings of what's going on. But like anything, you start, you're like, oh, wow, this is a lot. Then it's year 2, you're like, well, this is how I'm going to fix it, or this is what I'm going to change.
Right.
And now it's year 3, you're not the president anymore.
Right.
So yeah, would more years make more sense? Probably. But the work that you have to put in for it, I know it's just the Emerald Society, but a lot of work goes into it. There's a lot of stress that goes into it. I mean,
and you have to be active duty, right, to be on the board, to be an official board member.
So vice president. We have 3 retiree positions. So we have vice president retirees is a retiree, trustee retirees is a retiree, and historian can be a retiree. That one can go either way.
Okay.
We wrote it specifically that it can be either active or retired.
Right.
The top 4 positions, you have to be active. Every position under, except for those that I just spoke of, you're allowed to finish out your term. So if you're the vice president of Brooklyn South, and it's 6 months into your term, you decide you're going to retire. If you wish to stay on for the rest of those 2 years, you can stay on. You can ride out your term, but only in the lower positions. The top 4, you have to be active.
So, Kev, besides St. Patrick's Day coming upon us, is there anything else you like to? You have a golf outing coming up? Is that
we
in
have 2 golf outings actually? I'd have to look it up, though.
Why don't you tell our listeners some events you have coming up if they want to get involved?
So we have a couple golf outings coming up. If you give me half a second, I can look it up. We have a 3-day golf outing that's coming up. I don't know the date.
Is that here in New York?
So it's up at the Villa Roma, up in upstate.
Oh, sure, Villa Roma.
Yeah, Villa Roma.
Yeah, the DEA, we've been going there for many, many, many years. So for
They still haven't
DEA
changed the
convention.
rooms.
No. Food's the same. I think
They were renovated in 1973.
Yeah, and the whole family still works there.
Yeah. Yes. So we actually just did our winter weekend up there. We do an annual winter weekend. It was packed, right? There was a couple hundred families.
Sold out show all the time.
It's crazy in a good way, So we have our 3-day golf outing that's coming up June 8th, 9th, and 10th.
And where is that? That's
up at Villa Roma.
Okay.
You can reach out to me if you want. It's on our website as well. You can email or look on Facebook. We'll pop up those flyers. We do everything on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
So we have the 3-day coming up. We have our 1-day coming up, which my phone's not working again. So that's up at the Villa Roma.
What's the website? Emerald Society?
NYPDEmeralds.com.
Simple enough.
I'll forget that. And then I walk out of here.
Rory's going to write it down for us.
There you go. I'll put it down.
He's a good note taker.
He's a good recorder.
Do you have to be a member to go on that site?
None of our events require you to be a member. You can always join in. I mean, the spots obviously go to members first. I mean, there's got to be some sort of a bonus of being a member.
Right.
But
the one thing I always liked, they always ran the trip to Ireland. I remember I'd get the mailings on the white paper with the green writing and all that.
Well, I'm going to go even a little further back. They used to have a boat ride.
Yeah.
That's
boat ride? Before my time.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, they used to do that.
Not much before your time, but before your time. So, gentlemen, any last words?
Long live the Emerald Society.
That's it.
Long live the Emerald Society.
Aaron go bra.
How do I top that?
Kevin, thank you for your NYPD service. And so you're going to stay over 20, obviously. And
like I said, I'm already at 29, so 30 seems like a no-brainer. 30 is July, so I think I'm here for that.
Exactly. You're past that. So, well, we all did over 20, right?
Yep.
28.
Oh, sure.
So he could. You're going to push. You're going to push to 40. I see that in you.
Well, he's in Harbor. You could do 50 years in Harbor.
I've said that if I was doing 4 to 12s in a busy precinct, I probably would have left at this point, right? The stress level, the change, the details, the everything, right? The day-to-day of everything. God bless the guys that stay longer. I don't know if I'd be able to keep up with it anymore. I'm not old, but it's just it grinds on you. It grinds on you. It grinds on you.
Job sucks the life out of you.
You know, to be a guy with a little bit of time on, and then you're still like, no, you're not getting off Saturday because you're the only one working Saturday.
Yep. I'd like to thank our guest, Sergeant Kevin Keenan with the Harbor Unit, NYPD, president of the NYPD Emerald Society. Big day coming up, St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
So looking forward to that. We'll all be there, I'm sure, having fun that day. And we'd like to wish Captain Ed Mamet, we miss you. We hope you'll be back soon with us. And happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. Erin Go Bra. And with that said, God bless you. God bless America. God bless law enforcement throughout the country. And God bless our U.S. military. Until next time, be safe out there and be alert.
If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy.
Download and subscribe
at BeBullish.com.